If you're a parent that has difficulty maybe calming children down for bedtime or calming an ADHD child, or even a therapist that's having trouble calming children down in sessions, this is a video that you'll probably find to be helpful. My name is Dustin York. I'm a registered mental health counselor intern in the state of Florida. And while I am a therapist, I am not your therapist. So if you're looking for additional assistance, I suggest you seek the help of a therapist. These videos are for entertainment purposes. So what I wanted to talk about today is rooted in two ideas, and it's something that I use regularly in sessions to help calm down some of my little guys that might be a bit overactive. But it's something that other people can utilize that's rooted in pretty good science. The two items that we're going to be talking about today are the concepts of co-regulation, as well as the concepts of polyvagal theory, which has to do with the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So what we're doing here is we're biologically hacking the way to calm down instead of psychologically. If any of you have tried with a child to say, hey, calm down, or let's breathe for a few minutes, you've experienced that it's quite difficult for them to focus. So what I do with a lot of my clients that are ADHD or having trouble calming down in a session is I work to mirror what's going on with them. And this is part of co-regulation. So to provide an example of what this is like, when I first sit down with a young client and their energy level is really high, I'll follow basic therapeutic principles of just having a conversation with them and reflecting back what I'm hearing. So in a recent session, I had a client that was talking about Minecraft. And as he was talking about Minecraft, I was just reflecting back to him what I was hearing about his play in his game. While I was doing that, I took time to begin from a polyvagal stance, controlling my breathing. And so what I was doing is I was following a 4 to 5 second inhale with a slight hold at the top, and then a 4 to 5 second exhale with a hold at the bottom. And the whole time he was talking, I was working to provide this level of breathing and periodically reflecting back what I was hearing. The next thing I observed was that he was fidgeting with his hands quite a bit. He picked up one of our fidget toys and was playing with it while he was talking to him. And so what I did is I picked up another one of the toys and I began fidgeting and fidgeting slower and slower, but was doing this activity right in front of the child as I was talking to him. And effectively, after about 20 minutes with this child, he was much more calm and actually had asked at that point to begin playing with kinetic sand and doing some other items. And the disclosures got deeper than what he was sharing with me about Minecraft. So again, this is rooted in, and I'm going to provide some links below for this, but it's rooted in co-regulation, and then it's also rooted in polyvagal theory related to breathing and calming down the nervous system. Another trick that I've heard therapists utilize when they do trauma treatment or EMDR type treatment is they actually say that there are more mirror neurons on the right side of the brain. I tried to do a little looking here to see what I could find, and I couldn't find anything. But the way that this theory goes is you set yourself up to be left shoulder to left shoulder with the other person. So you're slightly off center, like in this fashion, looking towards the left, activating the right side. And that is supposed to help with mirroring as well. So a situation where you could use this where it's not a clinical setting is if maybe before dinner or before bedtime, you may be having a little bit of difficulty getting a child to calm down, to sit down in their seat, or getting them to calm down before bed. And so what you can do is grab anything that they want to discuss, to talk about, and start working on just reflecting back what you're hearing. You know, maybe you're asking them about their day. Okay, what happened during your day? Well, I went to school and I was working on reading in class. Okay, so you were working on reading. Can you tell me a little more about that? And as they're reflecting, or as they're talking to you and you're reflecting back, what you're looking to do is start to mirror any of the other behaviors that you're seeing, while also controlling your breath. And as you follow that breath control, what you'll see it typically, and this doesn't work in every single case, but what you'll typically see in roughly 10 to 30 minutes is some kind of regulation or calming. And this is something, I know I have one client who's got two kids that he and his wife have trouble calming down. Well, and that's something where they could each take a child when it's getting closer to bedtime and do this exercise with them to work on calming them before it's time to go to bed. If you have 3 kids that are all that close in age, kudos that you and your spouse like each other that much to have that many kids. It may cause a little more difficulty when trying to get them to regulate and calm down. So hopefully you found this video to be helpful. If you did, I would love a like or a subscribe. And as always, feel free to share that stuff with people. I am a small veteran-owned business working to grow and looking to help people out. And hopefully my cat meowing in the background wasn't too distracting for folks. Thank you very much and have a great day.